it is very important to make it clear how my women's only gym will be operating, and it will be operating as a single-sex space for biological women.
Would you say she's transphobic, or she's just making things clear? Like, you all listen, I only want biological women in my gym. What are we talking about? We're talking about Natalia B, the lady that is doing fitness only gym for women only. And she named it the Girl Sport. This is short form of the G Sports. What happened now, why people are talking about her? Back in 2021, she made a video and she was saying, I want to start up a gym and it's going to involve only women. This is a gym, some men are creepy, right? They're so creepy. Anyways, people started asking questions. Will you allow trans women in your gym, or trans women, are they allowed in the gym? And she started saying, of course, trans women are allowed. Oh, women, transes. In fact, I don't have a problem with trans women. I see trans women as women. She said it, you guys. Fast forward to 2025, she's coming out to say that after the whole thing is coming up together, like the old gym, there's donation, a lot of things going on. And she's coming out to say that trans women are no longer allowed in the gym. Only biological women are allowed in the gym. People are pissed. People are mad. Let me show you some videos and I'll come back and talk about it.
In 2021, 4 years ago, I made a tweet, and the tweet referenced my women's only gym, the Girl Sport, and being trans inclusive. Now, when I made that tweet in 2021, I had just announced my plans to open a women's only gym. I hadn't thought out the vision or the mission or what it would entail, but all I knew is that I wanted to open a gym. We are now 4 years later, and I have had a great deal of time to figure that out. The Girl Sport Gym exists as a safe space for women because women are facing gym harassment, sexual assault, and sexual violence inside of gyms, and I know that because I'm a victim of it. So the meaning of the Girl Sport Gym is now entirely different, and I say this to say that whilst we are a gym, inside we are focusing on self-defense classes, Muay Thai, boxing classes, as well as workshops and activations around PCOS and training on your menstrual cycle, all of which occur to biological women. Majority of the women who are seeking my women's only gym, the Girl Spot, are coming here because they have faced some level of gym intimidation or sexual violence and assault that has been perpetrated by men. So as the owner of the gym, it is very important to make it clear how my women's only gym will be operating, and it will be operating as a single-sex space for biological women. Now, we do believe that everybody deserves a safe space, and there are many gyms that are starting to have mixed cubicles and changing rooms so that individuals can feel safer and more included in these environments. But the Girl Spot Gym as a standalone is a female-only gym because it is imperative that I stick to the vision and the mission and ensure that these women feel safe.
A lot of people are like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Only biological women are allowed. So you're saying that trans women are not women. And why did you lie before to tell trans women that they're allowed and open a GoFundMe to allow everybody to donate and support you? And probably trans women actually did support her or posted some donation, just to support our business and all of that. And now, because everything is coming up together, and now you're saying you're no longer going to allow trans women. And some people are actually asking a very important question, which I was also thinking again. How can you tell which is trans and which is biological? Are you going to have a doctor on the side? I don't know. Are you going to tell everybody, like, put down your pants, let me see what's under? How are you going to tell which is which? Because looking at them physically, I don't think you can tell which is trans and which is biological. If they're already legally women, they are women already. Anyway, she made a video and she's trying to explain why she said that. That it's not that she's transphobic. She was transphobia. She just wanted to, or she has done a lot of researches and she has asked a lot of questions. She has spoke to a lot of even trans women as well, that she wants somewhere very safe for women, because that was the initial reason for opening women only gym, that she doesn't want anything to do with men at all in the gym and all of that. So anyway, let me show you all the video she made and we'll come back and talk about it.
I just want to come on here and address everything that is circulating on the internet right now. And it's very heavy, it is a lot, and I think a lot has also somewhat been misconstrued. And for anyone that doesn't know what I'm talking about, essentially I posted a video and I said that my women's only gym, the girls spot, will be operating as a single sex space, so it'll be female only. So at this current time, it won't be trans inclusive. And I want to preface and say that this decision was not made lightly. It took me 4 years to make this decision, and I spent a great deal of time speaking to trans women. I spoke to charities, I spoke to Muslim women, I spoke to so many different communities about this topic. And what really saddens me is that so many people are saying that I'm transphobic. I thoroughly researched. I seeked legal advice. I spoke to communities. I spoke to trans women themselves, which I found very important to do so, to see how to navigate all of this, because I am not trans. So obviously the decision to make it was not based on excluding any individuals. It wasn't based on malice, nothing of the sort. The decision was based on the simple fact that I have been sexually assaulted inside of a gym. That is why I stand here as a women's only gym owner. I was sexually assaulted inside of a gym, which means a lot of trauma and a lot of emotion and well-being is behind this project. This is not just a gym. Like, so many of the women that are coming to my women's only gym is because they have also been sexually assaulted or sexually harassed or faced gym intimidation inside mixed gyms and faced that by men. So it's very important to know that this was not an easy decision. I didn't just wake up. I didn't just say, oh, no trans women allowed. Like, I've really thought this through. And like when I made that tweet in 2021 about being trans inclusive, I had just started this project. I was 21 years old, or 20 years old actually at the time. And what the girl spot meant then is not what the girl spot means now. And that is why I said in my video that I'm labelling it as a single sex space and it'll be female only, because I want to do so many classes around self-defense so that women can defend themselves against men, so that like boxing and Muay Thai is so incredibly important at the girl spot. And I want to do classes on like PCOS and like hormone imbalances and training on our menstrual cycle. So it is very much female orientated, you know? And I so strongly believe that everybody deserves a safe space. Like, if you are a true, authentic follower of mine, you know that I am not transphobic. You know how much I stand for safe spaces for everyone. It's so incredibly important to me, and that's why this really has gotten to me, because this is not how I ever anticipated this to go. Of course I know that people would be hurt and feel a way about it, but like, I care so much about safe spaces, and I believe trans women deserve and need their own safe spaces, you know? Like, it's a really kind of difficult space to navigate. And like, I am one single independent gym owner. My gym is tiny, you know? I'm nowhere near the size of like LA Fitness or David Lloyd's if you're in the UK. Like, I'm one very small gym. And I know a lot of people said, why don't you have trans only hours or a trans space inside of the gym? Like, the gym is tiny. It's a very boutique gym, and like, I'm very limited, you know, and I don't have the capital and all of that. So whilst I understand the anger around backtracking in terms of what I said in 2021, like, I do feel bad about that. But the reason why it is female only is so incredibly important. You know, like, I want so many girls and women to feel so safe. Like, this is very much coming from a trauma and assault perspective. Like I said, like, I don't know if I would be standing here today if I wasn't sexually assaulted inside of a gym. Like, that was my driving force, and like, I feel like so many people have looked over it, which really upsets me also, because like, that was such a huge thing, you know? Like, any woman that experiences sexual assault in any degree is awful, and I'm getting so much hate and so much comments and everything. And I feel like nobody's really understanding that I've been a victim of insane, like, harassment, intimidation, assault, and it's been awful. And I just say all this to say, like, this was not a light decision. This was not me plucking this out of thin air or wanting to exclude trans women. I've spoken to so many. I even spoke to charities, you know? So yeah, I just wanted to clear it up and offer clarity on why I am doing this. And the real true meaning behind the girl spot and everything that will be going on inside. I know to many people, everyone thinks it's just a gym that will have, a treadmill or two and women can just come down. No, like, there are workshops, activations, events, classes that are so specific to feeling more equipped. I'm partnering with women in safety charities that sell certain things like panic alarms, rape alarms, because I care so much about women's safety. So yeah, I just wanted to put this out there and like clear it up of sort, or just really dive into why I am doing this and why I've taken this stance. And like I said, everyone deserves a safe space. Trans women deserve a safe space, but it's just a really obviously tough realm to navigate as one single independent person.
After all this explanation, after all of this, people are still like, what are you saying, girl? Because you pissed us off, right? People are like, you're speaking, but we cannot hear you. People still see her as being transphobic. Will you say she's transphobic or not? Or she's just being clear that she doesn't want biological women in the gym? What is your take on her actually specifically saying that she wants biological women in the gym only, not trans women? How do you see it? Do you think that she's actually going to make that gym place to be safe for all women, or it's still the same thing? Do you think it's a good idea for her to take out trans women out of the equation and just use only cis women in the whole thing? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section, because there are a lot of conversation going on TikTok, and a lot of people are dragging her. A lot of people are, and some people are also saying in the comment section, like, I don't see anything wrong with what she said. And why some people are like, there's something wrong. Like a lot of conversations are going on, and I put out some videos for us to watch together. So let's watch these videos together and we'll come back and talk about it. But then I would like to know your own thoughts down in the comment section, respectfully, as always.
I really need black women to know that transphobia isn't going to get them anything that they want in this world. In fact, it will make it so much harder for you. I have no idea why you think that oppressing trans people, a community that could definitely do with a safe space, is the hill to die on. I think like we're definitely in telling times that you think that the best port of call for your business is to be transphobic and exclude trans women, when in fact what you've done is exclude all women. Like, all women that know that trans women are women will not be going to your establishment. Like, you've already put your business down in the dumps. Like, what is going on? Like, what is going on? Like, I find it absolutely astonishing. I think what makes this worse is the fact that she originally stated that her gym will be inclusive to every type of woman, when in fact you have orchestrated every type of woman. You've orchestrated women with PCOS. Like, I could go on. Like, it's quite crazy.
This situation is a recession indicator. I don't care what anyone says. This lady deciding to rug pull and decide that actually trans women are not included in or allowed in this gym. And I just want to say, and like, I feel like the people that are meant to reach this video won't find it. Like, if you're a black woman and you're transphobic, I need you to understand that shit is gonna ricochet right back onto you, okay? The same transphobia, the same reasons people use to discredit the femininity, the, validness of trans women's identity is gonna be used the same way exactly towards you. And if we're talking about just like in terms of statistics, population, about women who are at the most threat of violence, it's trans women. It's black trans women. If we're talking about the people that would most benefit, the most need spaces for community of women where they'll not be free of, who are the most likely to be victimized in these spaces, if we're being real, who are the most likely to go to a gym and be victimized by other people, not just men, it's trans women. It's also black trans women. You will never, ever regret being too inclusive. You will never, ever regret deciding to help people that are vulnerable, more vulnerable than you. And all this, like the conversation in the comment section of this video is defending this lady. It's just reactionary. I need you to understand, like, when you fall for the propaganda that trans women are somehow a threat to you, that, their existence in some way is going to be a threat to you, you're falling for propaganda. It's reactionary. And it just makes me deeply sad that, like, the black women that have gotten to the place where they can, invest in their communities are choosing to do this. Like, why?
Natalie B Fitness has done another video, and throughout it, she says, I'm not transphobic, while continually being transphobic. So let's break it down. Throughout the video, she says females and women only to mean cis women. So she's automatically excluding trans women, and the language that she's using is very telling of her views on trans women. One of her points is like the classes and stuff that they want to offer. Like, it's not just a gym, it's not just some treadmills. They're going to offer all this like workshops and classes and stuff. And the examples she gives are self-defense, because women need self-defense. Yes, women, including trans women, do need self-defense, unfortunately. And then the other part of that is around specific health things like PCOS and endometriosis, as well as training on your menstrual cycle. But not all cis women have PCOS or endometriosis or have a menstrual cycle. So are they excluded as well? Are they not allowed, Natalie? And then the point which I think she wants to get across the most, and what is most important to her, is that she started this gym and she went on this journey because of the amount of abuse and harassment that she had faced, I think including sexual abuse, in mixed gyms, which is horrible. No one should have to go through that. That's absolutely, I'm not saying that any of that is invalid. However, she then conflates that with trans women not being allowed in the gym, and that's why it has to be cis women only, which then, if you put the two together, you can infer that she believes that trans women are a part of that problem, when actually trans women just face the same problems. And then you come to, how do you police this? How do you enforce this? There is no way to do that that's not completely invasive and potentially discriminatory of people's rights to protected characteristics. She's going to do what she's going to do. The TERFs are going to TERF. However, trans women, I want you to know that you are loved, you are supported, and you deserve to have safe spaces that aren't just trans safe spaces. You deserve to have safe spaces as women with all women.
Let me say something and let me make it quick, sharp and clear, yeah? Black women, specifically black cis women, you do not gain anything from being transphobic. You do not gain anything from being transphobic. Aligning yourselves with ideologies that have hysterically harmed us in the past does not help you get further ahead in life, okay? Claiming that the gym was supposed to be LGBTQ friendly and not being inclusive and welcoming to the most marginalized group in the entire world, specifically black trans women, what are you doing? What's going on? I hate it when I see black cis women or black women in general be transphobic, because the same transphobia they're using towards trans women is what they use to justify our dehumanization. So enough. Thank you.
Not to be defending Natalie B Fitness and her whole views on the trans community, because that is above me intellectually. You know, I don't have the depth or the realm or whatever it is, the scope to discuss that topic. But let's stop saying that it was a bait and switch. Okay? In terms of public funding, she's broken it down. Her GoFundMe raised $22,000. Yeah? 20k of that came from Gymshark. The public only raised £2,000. The reason why Gymshark donated to her is because she and them had a long-standing relationship. She has been a fitness influencer and worked with them before. Okay? The rest of the money that she got, 50k, was from her own money, and then the rest was from her trying to find loans. So it was not a bait and switch. It was not your money that was used to go into that. So let's be accurate when we're talking, okay?
I find particularly bad mind is that you waited until people gave you money and you had your business to then come out and say that you're actually transphobic. Because when people were asking whether this was a trans-inclusive space, this was obviously people asking whether they should invest their money into your business to have a safe space to exercise in. And you knew that. That's conniving and that's sneaky. You didn't open your mouth to say, yes, this is a trans-inclusive space. And especially when you've been trying to fight scammer allegations all this time, you've been trying to get this business up and running. You say, yes, there's a trans-inclusive space. And then once you actually take the people them's money and open the business, you now tell them they can't enter. That's a scam. You're a scammer. That's really nasty. Because it's very convenient that you didn't mention that this wasn't trans-inclusive before you had the business. Now that you've got the gym and now you've got the business, now you want to say, oh, actually, by the way, thanks for the money, you can't enter. And your reasoning doesn't even make sense anyway. It's a space for women to be free from sexual harassment. I want you to Google the stats of the rate of sexual harassment and rape and murder of trans women right now and tell me they don't need a space to be safe in. It doesn't make sense on so many fronts. Like, it doesn't make sense on any front, actually. Because how are you even going to police this biological woman rule? By that logic, trans men can enter your gym. So trans men can enter your gym, but women who are women can't enter your gym. Doesn't make sense. None of this makes sense. But transphobia doesn't make sense. So I guess that's that.
I'm not gonna lie, Natalie, I want my money back. Because when I donated to your gym, I thought that it was a space for all women. Cis, trans, all women. What I would like to know is, how is this gonna work out for you legally? Because trans people are under protected characteristics. That means you can't discriminate against them without being sued. So all this money that you're trying to generate for this gym is just gonna get eaten with all these cases that you're gonna have. Also, how do you even like decipher who's trans and who's not? Like, so if I don't shave my moustache, will I not be allowed in? I'm 5'10", will I not be allowed in? Like, I'm confused. Like, do you have to put our pussies on the table? Or our period pads on the desk? Like, what's going on? I just think that was a real punk move from Natalie. I'm sorry, you're punk. You let the TERFs bully you into being a TERF. You're a punk.
I'm on my way to the gym thinking about Natalie B Fitness's gym, the Girl Spa, which she says is an all-inclusive space for women, except for if you're a trans woman. Yeah, what's in your pants actually does matter, guys. And I'm just confused because, number one, how are we policing this? Is it drop your pants as soon as you get to the door and let's see what's in between your legs? Because this is going to backfire, not on the white women that are going, on the black women that are going, black women like her, on a woman of colour. Look at the last Olympics with Imani Khalif. If you do not conform to the white ideals of beauty, transphobia works against you as a cisgender person. So, hey, I want to see how that's going to work. When she starts pleasing it and it blows up in her face, is she going to document that and post a video on Twitter? Not TikTok though, because she knows the girlies on this app will eat her up. I just find it so bizarre. Like 4 years ago, you were like, yes, trans women come to my gym. 2025, maybe the rise of conservatism has got to you. And you're like, actually, I'm a TERF. Wait, no, I actually hate the most vulnerable member of society. To each their own, okay? And actually, no, not to each their own. It's weird. Do you not think it's weird?
The gym, it is very important to make it clear how my women's only gym will be operating, and it'll be operating as a single sex space for biological women. Now,
I know the queer community already has a lot on its plate, and I hate to be the bearer of yet another demand, but I'm gonna need trans man to step up to the front of the stage, because there is a trick here that should be missed. I need every beefy man with a punani in the United Kingdom to be posted up at this gym on opening day. Yes, I do. And I want it to look scary, a little bit intimidating. That's what I want. Anyways.
Natalie B Fitness deciding that transgender women no longer being invited to her women's only gym when 4 years ago she said that transgender women were accepted at her women's only gym is not transphobic. She just missed out on a very small demographic of women and it's no longer inclusive. But it's one blood clot gym. I'm sure the trans community will be very fine. All I want to know is what safety measures, keyword safety, because that is what the creation of this gym is centered around. What safety measures will be put in place to differentiate trans women from biological cisgender women? Because I have witnessed women that are very tall, broad shoulders, deep voice, even down to a bad wig, be misgendered. So how exactly are you going to do this? My thing is, thinking that you can make an announcement like this in a 1-minute video, especially when the topic is gender, a subject that is very complex, whether you like it or not. We live in the UK. The way the video was structured was insane as well. Talking about the previous tweet you made, Then going on to the safety of women and harassment from men, to then back to announcing that trans women are no longer accepted and it's a biological women only safe space is crazy. And although social media is a great way to market and document the growth of your business, please figure out the legalities first before coming on here and making announcements, because you've got people in the comments that don't even go to the blood clot gym projecting their ignorance.
My own is that how can you tell which is which? Because I cannot tell. Okay? What if the ones that have gone through the old surgery and they're already women, like they have everything, like, okay, how can you tell which is which? How do you know? And some people are saying that, what about some women that they have their masculine look, right? They're very huge. Some women are actually training their upper body so much that they look so masculine and they have deep voice, How can you tell if they're biologically born? Because are you going to tell people to bring out their birth certificates? Are you going to tell them to go bring your mama? Let me know the kind of gender you wear. Like, it's just crazy right now. I feel like that's where I'm standing. Like, how can you tell? If it's our gym and she said she just wants to bring biological women to the gym, it's fine. It is our gym, okay? But then I feel like you lying or you painting it to make it look like you want all women to be there initially. You want all women to be there initially, and then now that all women are supporting you, all women, both trans, cis, and everything, all women are supporting you, now you're like, you know what? I do not want all women anymore. I just want these biological women only. I feel like that's where I have a problem with. If you have stood your ground from the initial thing and just be like, you know what, I want women only and I want to just women only. If you're trans, if you're this, you're that, you're not allowed in the gym. I feel like people have already gotten it, I know. But you saying it, and it was not just one video she made that clear. I feel like I saw like 3 videos that she was clearing it that, yeah, trans women are allowed, trans women are allowed. All of a sudden, you just come in and like, trans women are no longer allowed because I've done so many. Like, to me, I just feel like you actually gave them hope that they can attend your gym, they can feel safe at your gym, and now you're like, pooh. In a country whereby being trans is legal, it's going to be difficult for her to run women-only gym and excluding trans women. It's going to be difficult, to be honest, because for me, I don't know how she's going to identify them. I feel like that's where my problem is. How can you identify them? And because of you piss them off, most of them are going to come to your gym and you can't tell which is which. The trans women are really pissed off and they are saying that they are not also safe outside. They also get raped. They also face what women face. And you excluding them and telling them that you're not going to be allowed into this space because we don't feel safe with you is more or less like is an insult to them, because they're like, okay, we're also facing the same thing you guys face as a woman, if that makes sense. Well, speaking of if she's transphobic, I don't know if she's transphobic, I can't say, but I feel like she's not. But why I say she's not is because if she was, she would have initially thought that she should add trans people to our gym. To be honest, I feel like she's not, because if she is, initially she would have said, you know what, I only want biological women. She would have been saying it from day one. But because she's open-minded and she's like, you know what, all women can come, all women can come. But later on, probably when she has gotten to a certain level and people started communicating to her and trying to tell her some things, probably that's why she's trying to change her mind. I think so. So I don't think she's transphobic. If she was transphobic, initially she would have said no trans people at the gym. That's where the problem would have started from. And coming from the contribution, I saw that people only contributed £2,000 in the GoFundMe, while the £20,000 came from Gymshark. All right, and that's because she's actually influencing for them, or they have a relationship and all of that. The 2,000 was just from the crowd, and people are talking about the donation, pay me my money back, and all of that. Probably if she can return the money, it's fine. I feel like she should return the money, because people are not going to take it easy with her. Because if you didn't want them initially, you should have just told them like you don't want them, right? And you lying and it's like manipulating them, like, don't worry, I'll bring you, don't worry, I'll take you out. Then the next thing, when it gets to the day and you're like, you guys are not allowed, it's very heartbreaking. It's very sad, to be honest. It's very sad and heartbreaking to hear something like that. And I understand how they are so pissed at the whole situation. Like, what do you mean you won't feel safe with us? But I still boil down to that question: how would you know what is transphobic and which is trans women and which is biological women? Because most of the time you cannot tell, probably unless you look under, you look inside the panties. Probably that's when you can tell. But aside from that, you can't tell. So, anyways, what is your take on this conversation? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. To go, Mara Davis, and thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.